Hi. So I've been wanting to share some of this book, and it's got something weird on it. Had this book since I was a teenager, so bear with me. It's Adam's Diary by Mark Twain. Very, uh, very fun. So, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm getting message. Hi, Seth. So let's go in here. As unto the bow the cord is, so unto the man is woman. Though she bends him, she obeys him. Though she draws him, yet she follows. Useless each without the other. Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. Book. Okay. Extracts from Adam's diary, translated from the original. Note, I translated a portion of this diary some years ago, and a friend of mine printed a few copies in an incomplete form, but the public never got them. Since then, I have deciphered more of Adam's hieroglyphics and think he has now become sufficiently important as a public character to justify this publication. Monday. This new creature with the long hair is a good deal in the way. It is always hanging around and following me about. I don't like this. I am not used to company. I wish it would stay with the other animals. Cloudy today, wind in the east. Think we shall have rain. We? Where did I get that word? I remember now. The new creature uses it. Tuesday. Been examining the great waterfall. I think it is the finest thing on the estate. The new creature calls it Niagara Falls. Why? I am sure I do not know. Says it looks like Niagara Falls. That is not a reason. It is mere waywardness and imbecility. I get no chance to name anything myself. The new creature names everything that comes along before I can get in a protest, and always that same pretext is offered. It looks like the thing. There is the dodo, for instance, says the moment one looks at it, one sees at a glance that it looks like a dodo. It will have to keep that name, no doubt. It wearies me to fret about it, and it does no good anyway. Dodo. It looks no more like a dodo than I do. Wednesday. Built me a shelter against the rain, but could not have it to myself in peace. The new creature intruded. When I tried to put it out, it shed water out of the holes it looks with and wiped it away with the back of its paws, and made a noise such as some of the other animals make when they are in distress. I wish it would not talk. It is always talking. That sounds like a cheap fling at the poor creature, a slur, but I do not mean it so. I have never heard the human voice before, and any new and strange sound intruding itself here upon the solemn hush of these dreaming solitudes offends my ear and seems a false note. And this new sound is so close to me. It is right at my shoulder, right at my ear, first on one side and then on the other. And I'm used only to sounds that are more or less distant from me. Dan, who is Dan? We have a guest. Hello, Dan.
It's Adam.
Why does it say Dan?
Oh, I've been putting the name of the thing. I'm like if I was drawing Dan Klaus, I put Dan. If I was drawing
Okay.
someone, Bob, I would put Bob. It's just like a stupid thing. I don't know. It's also just like my name. I'm so fucking sorry. I'm just so sick of Adam lore as like an identity, so I just want to use it less and less. I'm going through an identity crisis, I guess, Terry. But it's just kind of like a fun, playful thing,
I wouldn't know anything about that identity crisis. So let's see.
right? You have what's the
No,
opposite of an identity crisis? You just like exude
you just
beauty and
exist.
just you just like are just you become
You just
self
you.
improvement and amazing and just
You just
improve yourself
accept.
more and more.
Yeah. You just accept what is. You know what it is. You don't think about it.
So Terry, well, go. That's your show, so I don't want to interrupt.
Here, let me read a few more excerpts, then we'll take a break to deal with the other
Okay.
Adam. I am so lucky. I've got the first man, and then I've got the man named for the first man. Okay, so this is from Friday. The naming goes recklessly on, in spite of anything I can do. I had a very good name for the estate, and it was musical and pretty. Garden of Eden. Privately, I continue to call it that, but not any longer publicly. The new creature says it is all woods and rocks and scenery, and therefore has no resemblance to a garden. Says it looks like a park, and does not look like anything but a park. Consequently, without consulting me, it has been new named Niagara Falls Park. This is sufficiently high handed, it seems to me, and already there is a sign up, keep off the grass. My life is not as happy as it was. Saturday. The new creature eats too much fruit. We are going to run short, most likely. We again. That is its word. Mine too now, from hearing it so much. Good deal of fog this morning. I do not go out in the fog myself. The new creature does. It goes out in all weathers and stumps right in with its muddy feet and talks. It used to be so pleasant and quiet here. Sunday, pulled through. This day is getting to be more and more trying. It was selected and set apart last November as a day of rest. I already had 6 of them per week before. This morning found the new creature trying to claw apples out of that forbidden tree. Oh dear. Shall I continue? What's going to happen? All right, Monday. The new creature says its name is Eve. That is all right. I have no objections. Says it is to call it by it when I want it to come. I said it was superfluous then. The word evidently raised me in its respect, and indeed it is a large, good word, and will bear repetition. It says it is not an it is a she. This is probably doubtful, yet it is all one to me. What she is were nothing to me if she would but go by herself and not talk. Tuesday. She has littered the whole estate with what is this word? Execrable names and offensive signs. This way to the whirlpool. This way to Goat Island. Cave of the Winds this way. She says this park would make a tidy summer resort if there was any custom for it. Summer resort, another invention of hers. Just words without any meaning. What is a summer resort? But it is best not to ask her. She has such a rage for explaining. Oh, this is cute. Okay. She has taken to beseeching me to stop going over the falls. What harm does it do? Says it makes her shudder. I wonder why. I have always done it, always liked the plunge and the excitement and the coolness. I supposed it was what the falls were for. They have no other use that I can see, and they must have been made for something. She says they were only made for scenery, like the rhinoceros and the mastodon. I went over the falls in a barrel, not satisfactory to her. Went over in a tub, still not satisfactory. Swam the whirlpool and the rapids in a fig leaf suit. It got much damaged. Hence, tedious complaints about my extravagance. I am too much hampered here. What I need is a change of scene. Saturday. I escaped last Tuesday night and traveled 2 days and built me another shelter in a secluded place and obliterated my tracks as well as I could. But she hunted me out by means of a beast which she has tamed and calls a wolf, and came making that pitiful noise again and shedding that water out of the places she looks with. I was obliged to return with her, but will presently emigrate again when occasion offers. She engages herself in many foolish things, among others, trying to study out why the animals called lions and tigers live on grass and flowers, when, as she says, the sort of teeth they wear would indicate that they were intended to eat each other. This is foolish, because to do that would be to kill each other, and that would introduce what, as I understand it, is called death. And death has, as I have been told, which has not entered the park, which is a pity on some accounts. Sunday, pulled through. Monday, I believe I see what the week is for. It is to give time to rest up from the weariness of Sunday. It seems a good idea. She has been climbing that tree again. Clotted her out of it. She said nobody was looking. Seems to consider that a sufficient justification for chancing any dangerous thing. Told her that. The word justification moved her admiration, and envy too. I thought it is a good word. Okay, Thursday. She told me she was made out of a rib taken from my body. This is at least doubtful, if not more than that. I have not missed any rib. She is in much trouble about the buzzard, says grass does not agree with it, is afraid she can't raise it, thinks it was intended to live on decayed flesh. The buzzard must get along the best it can with what is provided. We cannot overturn the whole scheme to accommodate the buzzard. Saturday. She fell in the pond yesterday when she was looking at herself in it, which she is always doing. She nearly strangled and said it was most uncomfortable. This made her sorry for the creatures which live in there, which she calls fish, for she continues to fasten names onto things that don't need them and don't come when they are called by them, which is a matter of no consequence to her, as she is such a numbskull anyway. So she got a lot of them out and brought them in last night and put them in my bed to keep warm. But I have noticed them now and then all day, and I don't see that they are any happier there than they were before, only quieter. When night comes, I shall throw them outdoors. I will not sleep with them again, for I find them clammy and unpleasant to lie among when a person hasn't anything on. Sunday, pulled through. Tuesday, she is taken up with a snake now. The other animals are glad, for she was always experimenting with them and bothering them, and I am glad, because the snake talks, and this enables me to get a rest. She says the snake advises her to try the fruit of that tree, and says the result will be a great and fine and noble education. I told her there would be another result too. It would introduce death into the world. That was a mistake. It had been better to keep that remark to myself. It only gave her an idea. She could save the sick buzzard and furnish fresh meat to the despondent lions and tigers. I advised her to keep away from the tree. She said she wouldn't. I foresee trouble. Will emigrate. Okay, we'll leave it there. The complete 8-ball. How big is that?
Hello? Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, how big is the complete
Oh,
8-ball?
I wasn't sure if I was muted or not. This thing is here. Look, actually, I'll show you. Kind of hard to
Oof, look
tell.
at that. That's
I mean,
big.
it's a lot. You know,
Yeah.
it excludes like the last 4 issues or something because they started to do these big, hardback books instead.
Mhm.
So it's like everything except for like the last 2 or 3 things. I just grabbed some Daniel Klaus because I feel like Daniel Klaus is something that was one of the original things that I kind of met you through somehow.
Yeah, we're both fans of his work. I
But
love
that
boring.
was how I found Alex's channel, and I feel like in some way you and I connected on Dan Klaus, like
Yeah.
so.
You also defended me from the guy who kept calling me Nuclear Knight.
Oh yeah. No, I thought that was hilarious. I made a video editing. He was like he misunderstood. He was like, "Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, thanks for supporting me. That's fucking awesome." It's like, "No, you fucking retard." I was like mocking you for saying nuclear like a fucking dork and like some people got it and some people didn't, but it was like nuclear
Nuclear.
night, nuclear.
I
It's
have
like
got
I
nuclear.
thought it was hilarious. And
It's
that's like a Simpsons thing too.
mm-hmm.
Like on The Simpsons, Lisa
Nuclear.
says nuclear correctly, and Homer quote unquote corrects her and tells her, "No, Lisa, it's nuclear." But I don't know. Yeah, that was back in the day, but that was
Good
good times.
times. Good times.
Good times.
Modern YouTube just doesn't have the same effect. That's my favorite Klaus work.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's so dark and like
For a long time, this was my
insane.
favorite, but some
Yeah.
of his new stuff is really good. Like Patience. Have you read Patience?
No, I haven't been following his work in a while. I need to
Yeah.
go like to a comic store and actually like do some investigating to see
Yeah.
what like, all my favorite people are doing. The last time I went to a comic store, I got some independent like zine comics,
Nice. Did you
but
show those?
I think so. Yeah, I think I did.
Yeah. I'm ashamed to say, Terry, I
Hmm.
haven't read this one yet. I haven't read I've been kind of saving it up, but I
David
haven't read
Boring,
this.
yeah, it's a good one.
I think
It's
it's. I
good.
mean, I expect it to be really, really good.
I mean, it's got some like
There's
there,
a lot of explicit stuff.
yeah, there's a lot of sex in it and like weird kind of like I don't know, just it's there's in like a velvet glove cast in iron. There's like cult stuff. Um,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, there's a little bit of that in David Boring too, although it's less. I would say like a velvet glove cast in iron is really surreal. David Boring is a little bit more normal, like more
Yeah,
realistic in terms of the storyline.
yeah. I haven't actually looked at this very much. I didn't realize there's like a bunch of color parts.
Hmm.
Looks pretty fascinating.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think your edition is different than the one I had, but I
Yeah,
had I have like the one I bought like 20 years ago. So it's can't believe it's been that long.
yeah. So
Almost.
the complete 8 ball, it used to be out in hardback for like $500 or whatever. I'm exaggerating, but it was like
Yeah, it's
exorbitantly
no, they get
expensive.
expensive.
And then like maybe I don't know a year. It was I think about a year ago or two that they released it in the softback or soft cover, whatever you would call it, for just like so. This is like $50.
Not bad.
Definitely worth it. This is a
Yeah,
really
yeah.
good deal.
The 8 balls are amazing.
This too.
The
It's like one of my
ectomorph?
favorite.
Yes, ectomorph.
That was like one of the very first things I saw in Wizard magazine about Dan Klaus. I was like, oh my god, I gotta see what that is. Like, I just like this panel here is like etched in my brain because I just saw it in a magazine
Yeah.
over and over again before I ever like had a chance to get the books. It's kind of hard to see, but anyways, I just like to kind of grab something visual if I'm because I don't usually get on screen. So
Yeah, I understand.
yeah,
Are you gonna do some like
should I draw or something, Terry? Like
we can do whatever you want. I thought we were gonna like
Terry, you know what? I
Adam
actually
and I
have
have
a
been
pic.
yeah.
I have a picture, a portrait. It wasn't intended in any way to look like you. It was like a photo of a woman. Where did it go? Shit, I
Oh
thought it was right
dear.
here. But to me, it's like it reminds me so much of you. I know it's just right here, but I kind of moved some stuff around. But anyways, yeah, we can draw or talk or whatever. I do like to have visuals. Like I don't want to just be a blank screen, you know.
Yeah, I understand. Are you still
Here.
inking like comic pages?
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm inking Vix stuff. I have been doing these draw streams. Though. I think you saw a couple or one at least, Terry, where I'm
Mm-hmm.
just kind of like picking a subject and kind of drawing that. We've
Yeah,
done
you did
like
Wolverine, and I
we've done
saw
like
I
three
saw
or
you did
four.
one with you did Looney Tunes with Phil,
Yes.
and I think is her name Mari or
Yep,
I
Mariella.
Mari. Okay, yeah, with the they might be giants.
Yeah, and Mari goes by they, by the
Okay,
way,
yeah, I
which
wasn't
I
sure.
didn't realize too. So I was like just like calling her she, but Mari's they. We did. They might be giants, and I feel like it might be a little too obscure because like most people don't really know about it, and we're just like geeking out on the obscure details of it, and it's like. I think that the They Might Be Giants fans will be really into it. The general audience, it's like they don't know what the fuck we're talking about. So why would they want to? You know
Yeah,
what I
I mean,
mean?
I don't know much about the band itself. I'm familiar with their music because I had a coworker that was so into them. Like she'd always play them anytime
Yeah.
she was working in the morning. It was always They Might Be Giants. And then I was always Depeche Mode.
Oh, nice, Depeche Mode.
So that was
My
yeah.
my former coworker was really into Duran Duran and Depeche Mode, and I made her a playlist of some stuff, like kind of some like 8-bit like Nintendo sounding like covers and stuff.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, so those of you who aren't familiar with Adam, Adam Lore is an old friend, OG YouTuber.
oh yeah,
He's a multifaceted, what's a mixed media artist.
this
So
is my stuff, by the way.
yeah, Adam does comics, and he also is he's made music and
Sure, yeah,
yeah, well, other things, and also has the YouTube channel.
sure. Video games,
Yeah, video games. Yeah,
documentaries, you know, video editing. But my main thing
Mhm.
is art and comics, and you know, a lot of music is the main stuff,
Yeah.
and just doing videos. And I was trying to think of like a humorous other thing, but I can't think of anything.
Well, aren't you behind the Adam West Day in Walla Walla?
Sure, yeah. We put together Adam West Day. We went to City Hall and just said, "Hey, we got to have Adam West Day," and they declared it Adam West Day, and they named the street Adam West Way, and we're building a statue, and every
Oh
year
God.
it's Adam West Day, and the Adam West family comes down, and celebrities associated with Adam West from Family Guy and from the Batman show 1966 come down, and you know you can go ride in the Batmobile. And Terry, you should come to Adam West Day one time. You might
What
have a
day is it?
blast. It's not always the same day, but it's his birthday's Adam West is his birthday is September 19th. So we
That's my
always try
mom's
to kind of
day.
oh wow, but we try to just have it on a weekend closest to September 19th. So it's usually around the end of
Okay.
September.
Okay.
Right when it goes from really beautiful weather to just terrible weather is right when we
Yeah, it's
start.
like what are the last good days of summer?
It's almost like always like the first day that it starts getting all windy and raining and fucks everything up. But no,
Yeah.
it's a blast. It's great. I mean, it's just the best. It's great.
Adam West Day. That would be interesting to go and
And
see.
Terry, if you came, you could go like behind because there's certain behind the scenes events too where we go with the family to out to Adam
Oh,
West's like farm and we'll have the special dinners and stuff and
that sounds like a lot for me to manage
well,
physically.
whatever you want to do, you know. There's
Hmm.
also Terry. We also put together an Adam West museum, like all this memorabilia and
Really?
stuff. Like it's pretty crazy all the stuff they the city let us do.
It's good. It's good. Yeah. I mean, I mean, it will serve the city for, generations, I think. And then
Yeah.
it's interesting because they did a Adam West storyline on JLP show recently
What
where
is JLP?
the Jesse Lee Peterson show.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And some of the people in the chat like watched that show as well as where I met like Lord Bibby and Matthew. I don't know if anyone else is here from that, but um, yeah, they do like what is it, Manhood Hour on Wednesdays. The last Wednesday, or I'm sorry, the last hour of the show on Wednesday is dedicated to like
Uh,
manhood. And so they
okay.
did a segment on Adam West and like dissected his like life story. His like relationship with his mother was prominently featured. It was
Wow.
interesting learning about her. um, yeah, so I thought
I
that
don't want to I don't want to start
was.
any conflict or anything, but apologies to SA. Was it SA Brady?
Oh, S.A. Brady's here. Yeah.
I mean, you know, I don't know. It's just uh, whatever. I maybe we shouldn't even break it up, but I apologize. Like,
Adam and I have been having strife in our friendship. It has been difficult.
well, Terry, like I said, like I probably shouldn't just like say this publicly, but I do have certain medications I have to take,
Uh
and when I
huh.
take it, I kind of lose my filter. You know what I mean? And when I lose my filter is when I want to go talk to everybody, and when I want to stream, and when I want to go off, and when I want to just talk for 8 hours. So it's like people see this side of me only, but it's like you all like 99% of the time I'm not like this. But like
Hmm.
I get like in this mood, and it's just like it's becoming a problem where I literally will like take my computer and my cords and stuff and my phone, and I'll just go like lock it up in my garage, like because I'm like I don't want to just because I'm gonna get on the internet, I'm gonna start streaming, and I'm just
Hmm.
gonna go off, or I'm just gonna like say I'm gonna share too much or whatever. I'm just you know what I mean, like
Yeah, I
it's
understand.
it's something. I mean, I don't know. I want to it just be honest. Like it's something that has been a problem. Like, and I've lost my temper with people and fucking gone off, and it's recorded, and then people do reviews of that, and it's like,
Well, they
man,
shouldn't
I'm
review it. I think that's inappropriate
yeah.
behavior.
But it is. It's not my excuse. It's just the reality of the situation. I gotta just
Mhm.
like. I mean, I'm doing it right now. I shouldn't be streaming, but it's like I also get this
Well,
feeling
you're not
like
streaming. I'm streaming.
no, but I mean I shouldn't be on. But it's like I get this feeling like, oh, I gotta talk to this person and reconcile. Like I start feeling this like compassion, like, oh, why don't I reach out to this person, and just, I don't know. Anyways,
Alas. I don't know. Yeah, I often get this is the risk of going live, period, is that there's a lack of control sometimes. And I definitely have
right.
that issue with my channel where, like, I'll have regret, like, oh, maybe I went too far, or that joke was not like appropriate, or
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
it's it can happen, like, or I'll just end up telling too much about myself. Like the other day, like I shared too much about like my family, like just things like that, things that people don't really need to know. And then I have all this like regret, you know. So sometimes I'll private my videos because of that, or, you know, put them to a limited audience. Since I do have, Terry is a loose cannon. She's always wild, and that's so true. I mean, well, yeah, you know me from like chat, which means I troll in the chat like way more than I do when I'm on. Like, obviously, when I'm doing my own thing, I'm not trying to be wild, but it just kind of happens naturally. I mean, I'm a bit of a wild person. It is what it is. And I've been thinking about that too. Like, how do I deal with the fact that I have this kind of wild, intense nature, and how do I mitigate that with
Yeah.
respectability? I've always hated respectability politics, and I really don't like doing them because it's like fraudulent to me. But then also, I don't think it's good to be a loose cannon,
Right.
as Lord Bibby says. I think he's kind of teasing me though too, to a bit. Like, oh, I like that drawing.
This is like stuff from like around high school.
Mm,
He's just like
it's a
holding a
magnet.
magnet, and there's all these nails stuck to it, including stuck in his hand. I guess
Yikes.
I forgot about that. That's funny.
I love looking through my old sketchbooks and seeing what I was working on.
Some of this stuff was
That,
gruesome, man. It's weird
yeah.
because this is like the opposite of anything I would ever draw now. Like a lot of gruesome stuff. It's like a cyborg woman smelling a
I love
cybernetic
how
flower.
long her arms are. It's so creepy.
That's the part that's creepy.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, see, like stuff like this, like this was like subconscious, deep subconscious stuff before I really started to get truly like into mental illness and depression and stuff. It was like kind of
Before
coming
you
out,
got into it.
like before it was coming, before I was feeling those things, it was kind of like subconsciously in the back of my head, like kind of coming out.
Having this kind of like
Weird,
dark
weird
imagery.
shit like that. Oh yeah, really dark. It actually, some of the stuff actually like really kind of creeps me out, but
Yeah, I mean, it's creepy.
like shit like this, like Terry, come on, like
Yeah,
just
that's creepy.
what would a psychologist tell me? Uh, crazy
Ooh,
devil
look at
woman.
that.
This is I don't know. I can't even
Wow.
remember that.
She
There
have
was
a
some thought
tail.
behind this. Some devil, some woman that like I felt was like doing something wrong. I don't know. Who knows?
Tomas, is this live? Yeah, we're live. We're doing it live.
Yeah, this
No
is like all the
filter.
creepy stuff. What was I thinking? Let's get to the good
That's his
stuff here.
mom, Tomas. Tomas.
This is one I just did for the from one of my live streams.
Yeah, that's the They Might Be Giants.
Hmm. But I mean, this is an old drawing, and I just kind of touched it up.
Mm, okay.
A lot of it's They Might Be Giants. I'm just kind of showing just because I'm not like on camera.
Hmm.
We don't have to discuss. This one was kind of nice. This was
Oh,
like a photo from like a history book or something. A lot of skulls and death and stuff in this sketchbook, which
I
is
do like
something
skulls. They're
something
interesting.
I
Drawing skulls is interesting to me.
yeah. I really moved away from it. This to me is like a very iconic, like Adam Lore, classic Adam Lore type thing right there.
I just got a text. Hold on. There's one. No, I am Tomas. That's right. He's not Jib Job. He's Tomas. Back to the drawing board. Oh goodness, y'all. Yeah, that's it. Is that a
So Terry,
mattress holding up?
no, he has a giant bar of soap
Oh, it's soap. Okay.
with a hole in it, a umbrella.
That's
He has
deep.
a drop. What do you call that? A dropper. What
Yeah. An eyedropper or
So
something.
he's dropping the ink, but he has to process it through the soap so that it's clean, so that he can paint his umbrella without it being dirty.
Oh, it makes perfect sense. Yeah.
But he really doesn't want it to fall on the ground or something, so he's like, "Oh no."
Mm.
I don't know. I don't
I
know.
like the hairs on his arms.
Yeah, I know, right? And he has like his armpit hair is very
Yeah.
prominent.
Gosh.
I used to draw shit like this all the time. It's like, oh, and he has a little rat tail too. I I don't know. I kind of like lost it. Like I can't really do stuff like this without really just
Yeah.
contrive and kind of
I
mimicking something like.
understand. I used to draw like really interesting little characters, and I don't really do it anymore. Wow. I like her outfit.
This
And
was based on a background character in Freaks and Geeks at the time.
oh, yes, I remember that show.
Yeah.
It was only like one season, right?
No, no, no. Well, at one point it got canceled, and then another channel picked it up.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay. I
it
didn't
ended
know.
up being like 5 or 6 seasons or something like that.
No, I didn't know that.
Some of these I don't know if I want to show. Anyways,
Yeah. I
you
like,
know,
what does it say? Warning.
this is just a sticker, like a chemical warning thing.
Mm, keep people out of your art. Nobody gonna go snooping in there.
That's funny. It's very obvious, but I never thought of that as like
Hmm.
this is a warning for the sketchbook itself. I don't know. It seems very obvious.
I've cracked it. I've cracked the code.
I tend to overlook the obvious, Terry. I see these like fine details way over in the distance and like miss the thing that's right in front of your face.
Do you want to answer this question for Frederick LA?
Well, I don't understand what that means.
What's wrong with the whites? That's very nice. Is that watercolor? How is that done?
It's ink wash.
Ink wash. Okay. Yeah, I like that. Matthew says nothing at all. I wouldn't say that.
Anatomy study.
Interesting. Yeah, musculature.
It doesn't quite show up as well though.
Hmm.
So Terry, do we want to discuss business or
What
do we not want
happened?
to?
Yeah,
Do we
what
not want to
happened
discuss?
between
Should we
us?
discuss it privately or publicly
I don't
or
care if
not
people
or
hear
just
about
not?
it. They already heard
Is
about
it
it live and talked about it the other day.
well, Terry? Is it okay if I like really truly say like what I feel, or is that like too much?
What do you? I don't. What?
Like what? Like what I was just texting you. What I was just
Yeah,
texting
I
you.
mean, you don't have to like say it again. You could just, we could just,
Is that too much?
you can express yourself here. This is
Can
a
I express? Can I
free
express my
speech.
love? Can I express my love to you, Terry?
Frederick says to tell him to, it's too much. And Tomas says, yeah, see, it's a bit more, you just have to understand that the peanut gallery will be a lot more difficult here. But I don't mind. You can express yourself. We can have a conversation.
Are they gonna call me like gay and beta and stuff?
Well, they already did call you beta.
Oh, where I missed it.
Tomas said, oh Lord, e beta.
Which part was beta?
Well, there's, okay, Tomas I met through the JLP
Is
network.
it my voice? Like which? What is the beta part?
No, it's your emotionality.
Oh, okay. Like the whininess in my voice, like the faggy
I wouldn't,
whininess in my voice.
I wouldn't say that. Did you just say the F word?
Um, I said. I was trying to think of. I was trying to think of a word that sounds like that and say no. I was saying something else.
It's all good.
I retract my statement. I
Free
apologize.
speech zone, free speech zone here at the Terry Strange
This
channel.
look at. I think this one turned out really good.
Unless I don't like what you're saying, then I reserve the right to block. But you're fine, Adam. Tomas liked it that you said Peggy. Well, this video isn't getting monetized.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that if I said something like that, it would unmonetize.
I don't know. I don't think it
I,
will.
s- I said I said fracky. I don't know.
It doesn't matter. It's like, why can't we just talk? I don't think it's. This is the thing. Like, people are constantly censoring themselves, and it's really repressive, and it's making.
But Terry, this is my question to you. Do you really want to hear like the whole full thing of how I actually feel, or should I? Is it too much, like, for the show?
Frederick says that you should talk and never ask a woman her opinions.
What's your
How
opinion
do you
on
do
this
that? How do
drawing,
you feel
Terry?
about that? I like that drawing. It's like, I mean, their outfits are a little ridiculous. I wouldn't wear
It's like
that.
a sci-fi movie. It's like an old, you know.
Yeah. What is Adam wearing? Asking for a friend. Yeah, what are you wearing, Adam?
You know what's funny? When we started, I was. See, Terry. Okay, this is what I'm saying. Is like I might overshare. I'm trying to filter what I'm saying.
Okay, yeah.
Um,
Well, you should just like,
I'm
wow.
more like you can see. I have this flannel I'm
Oh,
wearing.
wow, look at that flannel, everybody.
It's very
That's
nice.
that is Northwestern gear right there.
But when I first started, I just kind of had shorts and an undershirt on. I was like, oh shit, I should probably get fully dressed. Like I don't know if any of that's gonna show up on the thing. I usually don't show my arms because I have like I don't know. I'm gonna overshare if I speak too much. So I'm just gonna stop speaking as much.
You're fine to speak.
I know, but I'm gonna say stuff I didn't want to say. S.A. Brady says adult clothes is good. Is it adult? Is this adult clothes or is it like it's kind of in the young adult section? I don't know.
The young adult section.
Yeah, you know, if you go to Walmart and it has like the fucking Super Mario Brothers T-shirts and stuff.
Are you into those? I haven't
Occasionally I'll find one that I like, but
I haven't been to Walmart in years. Like, I can't even remember. Like, it's probably been 5+ years since I've been to a Walmart. They shut down the one that was like that I might go to,
uh huh.
and I don't even know where one is now. Like, I don't know where the nearest one is. Where's the Walmarts?
Here in
We
town?
used to go there for things, or like we would go late at night. It'd be fun to go late at night at
Oh
Walmart
yeah, yeah.
because it's like exciting.
I might get a job at Walmart. Is that suitable, Terry, or is that like low class, like beta
There's
stuff?
dignity in labor, Adam. There's nothing wrong with working at Walmart. I'll teach you how to have pets. Uh, Adam has been my friend for many years, y'all. Come on.
Almost like 20 fucking years or something, right? Like how long has it been?
Yeah,
18 years or something?
close. Yeah, it's close. I mean, we
It
met
seems
like
like insane that it could have been. How could it be that long?
life goes on. You know, if you live long enough, time will pass. And we
I guess like probably more like 15 years, maybe.
okay. So like, what? Let's see. What? Yeah, I think I probably
Like
met you around 2000
2008 or
or
something.
2009. Yeah.
Yeah.
Matthew, you sound like soulmates. Well, we might be to a certain degree. I mean, yeah, we've been friends a long time. We both are artists. Who's Drew Driver? Hi, Drew Driver. What's on your image there? Oh, it's like a little cartoon thing. Looks like a screwdriver or something.
This is the stuff I've been doing on my streams. Oh no, what happened?
Yeah, they're savage. Y'all wait and see. I'll keep y'all in the friend zone for 20 years. Y'all are getting put there too.
Well, Terry's in my friend zone. How do you like that?
Yeah, it's nice to have friends.
I think Terry and I have a closeness, but it's not like a thing like that. I
Hmm.
mean, I never thought it was,
Hmm.
but I don't know. What do I know?
Hmm.
I usually can't tell when someone likes me. Like,
I'm a spectator, ain't no friend zone. All right, Tomas. I thought you were gonna buy me that place in Spain, and we were gonna like live out there with the dogs, and I'd have my little herb garden and make you like stew every night. But I've been, I have been. How funny is that? I love when they rib me about my chair. Frederick, I'll have you replacing the batteries in my chair. I'll have you like detailing it for me. Make it all like nice. Get it all styled out the way black people do their stuff. Who is Adam? Adam Lore is an artist. He is a musician. He is a philanthropist and quite possibly a future Walmart employee.
this it's a pretty good introduction, man. I'm a former philanthropist. I got fed up with it. It was like you give all your money to these companies and they don't actually put it towards what it's supposed to go towards.
Well, we were talking about the Adam West Day that you've been so instrumental.
Oh, okay. And in that sense, yeah, yeah. If it's like we're actually doing it directly, like sure, yeah.
Hmm.
I was like really into charity before and like donating to like causes like saving the forest for gorillas and shit like that. And I
Hmm.
just people were warning me, and I read more into it that it's just kind of more of a scam, and they don't really handle
There's,
things the way
they're
they
not
say.
helping the gorillas the way they should.
Terry, are you making a mockery of the
I'm not
gorillas?
making a mockery. I'm asking you.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. They get the money and they keep 90% of it, and then a little bit of it goes towards trying to help the gorillas. But
Hmm. Yeah. Well, there's all the operation costs and,
yeah.
salaries to pay and whatnot.
But I used to do paintings. Like I would do like a painting of a chimp or a gorilla or something, and
Hmm.
then sell it, and then give that money to these organizations, which I thought was a really wonderful way of doing it. And you can kind of promote the idea, and you know. But
Yeah.
then I gave up on it, and I thought it was just a bunch of fucking shit.
I mean, that's the thing with most NGOs. Their like business model is very corrupt and, you know,
Yeah.
alas, what can we do? Your heart was in the right place, though, wanting to help the great apes.
Absolutely.
I
I
love
was really big into like personhood too of the great apes.
mm.
I don't know if you remember that.
I don't remember you talking about that, but I could understand that. I mean, I think animals have personhood to a certain degree.
So I mean personally I think certain ones like an elephant is a person. A dog is a person, a cat is a person. An ant is probably not a fucking person.
Mm.
You know
What
what I
about a
mean?
spider?
I don't think so. No.
Mm.
Whales, dolphins, absolutely.
So, what about like reptiles? Would they have
Mm,
personhood?
I don't think so.
So, yeah, the mammals are kind of the more advanced of the species.
mammals, cetaceans, like
Oh,
the
speaking of,
whales.
they might be giants.
What?
Mammals.
Oh yeah.
Mammals.
Here's my they might be giants like scrapbook.
Oh my goodness.
I was so obsessed, Terry. You don't even know.
What, Tomas? You are so like, why has Tomas, he has cooled to me. His affections have cooled toward me. He does not want to buy me a villa in Spain any longer. It was you I wanted, Tomas. Obviously. Oh, look at that tiger. How beautiful.
It's beautiful, but it's behind this cage.
Well, yeah, if it wasn't, it would eat you.
Not necessarily. You could put it in like a an area that's blocked off and have it be able to
With
run around and
with like
stuff.
a fence.
Well, just I mean, you might need more than a fence. We might have to get past like fence
Maybe a
technology.
cage. Sounds like just a big cage. Yeah, tigers are so wonderful. They're just beautiful. I mean, look at them. I
Yeah.
love seeing the videos of people who have like big cats. Like it's always the Russians too. The Russians always have the exotic like cats as pets. And it's always nice to see them like cuddling with these like big cats and the cats purring. And Frederick, that is Frederick, enough. Come on.
Is Frederick talking smack?
Yes. Adam and I are dear friends. What are you talking about? Like
No,
talking shit?
Terry and I aren't like gonna get. Terry and I aren't. Terry and I are like friends that kind of have like a. I mean, I don't know, Terry. Is this something you would want to talk about? I don't want to be uncomfortable or weird.
You can say whatever you like.
Like Terry, okay. You and I live kind of close,
Not really. We've never met. Adam and I have never met in person.
but I could easily, like today, I could go see you.
No, you can't. I've got Bible study after
I'm just
this.
saying, like in principle.
And then
Well,
it's a
I
work
could, I could
night.
come, I could come to your Bible study.
Well, I do it from Zoom because my church is doing it in conjunction with like a couple of other churches. So I tune in via Zoom because I can't go all the way out to East Portland.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Or like they have the other one in like West, like almost out in Beaverton area. It's too far. But
yeah.
how far, how many hours is it from where you live to where I
It's
live?
like 5 hours or something, 4 hours.
5 hours.
And I know people that are going to Portland all the time. Like I can catch a ride
Yeah,
to Portland all the time. And I know like
you
a few
never
people over
do.
there.
But you never do.
Well, Terry, that's why I need to talk to you about what is the because it's like we talk about if we go on a date or something or go out to eat and it's like there's some very specific dynamics that just I might fuck everything up like.
Indeed. But I'd still always, hold you dear. Well,
Yeah.
maybe. You guys never meeting is so parasocial. How is that possible? Well, I mean, I don't know. Well, it's not like we always visit. I mean, I think we went a couple years without talking, and we're like still like Facebook friends or something.
Yeah, but just not talking just because we just happen to not be talking, not like a thing, right?
Yeah.
I was
Oh,
so in love with
nice.
Audrey Tautou from Amelie. Oh my
Yeah.
god, I was
Yeah.
obsessed.
Yeah, I
I
know.
watched
She's
that movie
so
two
beautiful.
times a day, every day, three
I
times a
love
day.
that movie. It's so exciting.
I love
The
this movie too.
Which one
Have
is
you seen
that?
that one where she's like the weird stalker? She's in love with this guy, and she like thinks that they're in love, but she has like a delusion. It's like this
Hmm.
doctor guy, and he doesn't even really know her, but she's delusional and thinks they're like in this relationship and stuff. And she's like, she plays like a fucking psychopath. It's
Well, that's
really good.
exciting.
I think it's. I want to say it's called "He Loves Me, He Loves Me Not." Really great. Really great. Is everyone saying something like insultive to me?
No, they're bringing
Oh,
James
okay.
into it. They're bringing James into it. Oh my goodness, that's so funny. Nah, I would have had to pull up on you. See. Oh, y'all are funny. Y'all are funny. Funny. What did he say here? Yeah, Fred is, I think Fred's a little jealous of you right now. I think. Because you're on my channel. Yeah, maybe, but a woman that read text the way she reads mine, she'll be happy forever with me. Silly. Silly. Hi, Nicio. Hi, Stacy. Yeah, she was a good Coco Chanel, wasn't she? Yeah, she's beautiful. She's
Oh
really,
yeah, that.
her face is so just unique and kind of, I like, she's kind of got that kind of impish kind of cuteness, like a little
Yes.
bit of mischief in her face. Yeah, I thought she was just gorgeous
Oh my
when,
god.
when she
Yeah.
first
Like
kind of
this,
popped up on the
holding up
scene.
the
And yeah,
spoon.
that little spoon and
She's
that
so
haircut.
cute. Yeah.
Fred, do you want a link? Do you want to come on, Fred? I'll post the link. Fred wants to give you pointers and how to
Is
like.
Fred gonna go off on me and tell me what's up?
Fred's gonna tell you how to like get a woman. He's like,
Maybe
man,
I'm not
I
trying.
would have pulled up on you.
Don't assume I'm necessarily trying to get a woman though. Like maybe not.
Yeah, yeah, we're not. It's not like
I'm not trying to have kids. Is one of the
unless.
things. Like when I meet a woman and I'm like, oh man, I'm so attracted. Like I feel like I have to like get that. What is it called where you chop your part of your dick off? The.
Circumcision?
No, no, no. Like the not you don't chop your dick off. You tie the tubes.
Oh, that would be what is that called?
Vasectomy.
Vasectomy.
Yeah. I might have to do that because like I'm not trying to have kids, but I do have interest in having sexual intercourse
No,
with
no,
some
no.
women.
Nero did not have a vasectomy. Nero had his nuts removed. That is different. Nero was made into a eunuch.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that one.
That doesn't happen when a man has a vasectomy. It's different. And I had to. He was spraying. He was
It's not,
spraying. I had to
it's
get.
not focusing.
He was spraying. It was too much. You try having a cat like him. Nero's crazy enough. Imagine if he still had his all of his parts.
I don't know why that one's not focusing.
I don't know. Your stuff has been kind of going in
This
and out.
camera is always iffy.
And you know what? It's a good compromise. Nero, he was going to be a tomcat or a house cat. He gave up his nuts to live with me.
I gotta keep my nuts, man. That's important.
Yeah. So yeah, vasectomy is a different procedure. They just like.
But Terry, what about when it like goes up back inside your body? I feel like I could deal with that.
What?
Because I don't really want to see them. They're not attractive. Like if it was back in the
No,
body,
they're not. Yeah, men
it
really.
looks kind of like gross.
Yeah, you guys didn't win in that department for sure.
It's
Definitely
just
made out
yeah.
better with what the good Lord gave us.
Well, sometimes that stuff just naturally kind of retracts back, you know.
Yeah, I mean, all right. Oh, look at that. I
Gannon.
like how you do your signature there. Look at that, everybody.
Yeah, it's
Lord.
my iconic signature.
Lore. Isn't his, yeah, isn't that nice?
It has the two dots, like one on the front, one on the back,
Hmm.
for symmetry. This is like the original Ganon from Zelda. They kind of changed him a bit.
Yeah, I never really got into Zelda. I tried playing it a couple times. I just wasn't into it. I couldn't get into it. Looks like a police. Lol.
I think S.A. Brady said, "Why is he showing plagiarized ohms? What is an ohm?"
Ohms are the names of humans in Fantastic Planet. So the big blue aliens called their humans their ohms.
Oh, what? I wonder what that one was in reference to. Was there something that looked like
I don't think
Fantastic
that's
Planet?
what S.A. Brady was referring to, though.
Terry, didn't you review that with Alex?
Yeah, I did that on we did Fantastic Planet and Avatar The Way of Water. We did a
Yeah.
comparison of the two or just talked about that. That was so fun. I wish Alex would do more live streams.
Yeah, I think we should. We should.
But I mean, yeah.
Alex just now messaged me. He just now messaged me, so we're gonna do something.
You're gonna do another live stream with him?
Well, we're gonna at least get together and talk. But I want to tell him like, hey, I have some free time. Like a lot when he was doing a bunch of live streams, I didn't have very much time. Like I was doing so much stuff.
Well, you
So
did
right
one
now,
with him, right? You
yeah, I
reviewed.
did.
What did you review with him?
It was Bo was afraid
Right, Bo was afraid.
and being John Malkovich.
Right,
And
yeah.
I drew Bo when he was an old man. That was a great show. Like it was.
It
We should do
was.
more. We should talk to Alex. Hey, let's do another thing.
Yeah, I'd love to do another show with Alex. He's so interesting, and just he's such a nerd about like films. It's great to talk to somebody who's like into this stuff and just gets like very detailed. And
Yeah.
has Adam
Oh
seen?
yeah.
Have you seen The
Yeah.
Quiet Man,
I don't.
starring Maureen O'Hara and John Wayne?
No, I never even heard of that.
Tomas believes he says that I remind him of Maureen O'Hara in the film. I think it's because I'm a willful woman that needs to be
Is
put.
it like something I should watch, or is he just comparing you to that?
I don't know. Also, Adam, does Terry have strong opinions? That
Oh,
hurt my
absolutely.
that hurt my feelings so bad.
Terry has very strong. She's a very individualistic person who doesn't just take the package deal. Terry, you actually think of things in a customized way based on your experience. You don't just go with like the sort of package deal that everyone says, and you really take a serious look at things, and you have your own individual way of seeing the world and interpreting politics and all this stuff. And some of it is like you come to conclusions that the world is in some ways really fucked up, and you're very honest and open about how you feel about what you feel are these conclusions that you come to. I mean, that's my interpretation. I didn't realize that. I honestly didn't realize that was something that you would hurt your feelings. Like,
It was the way you said it because you were like saying that basically people at first liked me and thought I was nice and pretty, and then started saying I have like strong opinions, and then I was like, well, that's really
Terry, so can I
devastating,
clarify?
hurtful, and condescending, and
Can I
like
can I
I
clarify
got
what I
so
meant?
upset. Like I
Can
was
I
just
clarify
like
what I meant by that
I
though?
had anger. I was like watching JLP, and I was like, I have anger.
Terry, can I
I hadn't had
clarify?
anger in like a couple of years, and then I had some anger come up. I was like, what the
Yeah, you
hell?
were hurt. It hurt your
I
feelings.
was hurt. Justice for Terry Strange.
But Terry, can I kind of explain what I meant by that? Because I may have meant it in a slightly different way than what you took.
Of course, you can explain.
I think a lot of people, if you just like came on my channel or something, they're like, "Oh, Terry, and she's cute, and she's nice, and she's just drawing these like geometric things and stuff." And it's like there's this whole side of you that they aren't aware of like you get into these very deep philosophical questions. You've been investigating so much of this of politics and philosophy and feminism and all this stuff, and you've gone through so many. You have very strong beliefs. You've changed your beliefs to other stuff. Like you just and you go on your channel and you tell it like it is. You you are to me you're known on YouTube for being someone who really just stands up and says, "Listen up. This is how it is. I don't fucking care if you don't like how it sounds. This is how it is. I don't in any way mean that in an assaulting way. It's like you guys don't realize that there's so much to Terry.
I just also felt like it wasn't my, I feel like I don't want to get into these like debates and it keeps happening.
Yeah.
But it's like one of those things where if I don't know, I feel like attacked or something. I felt attacked definitely the last time I was on. Not
Terry,
this video, but like by the chat. And I was like, not just by the chat, I got riled up and I was like, you
let's
know,
talk it out. Like what made you feel attacked? Like Big Bad Mama saying stuff or like what? Like all the like a bunch of people asking you
it was
questions.
like a bunch of stuff. It was like,
Like you were like being scrutinized.
and
You were
also,
being like
yeah,
interrogated.
yeah, I felt I didn't like being scrutinized, and it was always like it was already contentious because of like the argument I got into with Creed, and then it
You know
just
what? Creed.
kept
I
going.
asked Creed afterwards, and he's like, I thought it was awesome. I like having diverse opinions. Like, let's do it again. Like, he wasn't like
Yeah,
offended
I
or
don't have
something.
a problem with Creed either. It's just it's like but I don't want to debate. That's the thing. I don't enjoy it, Adam. I really don't. I find it draining. And so
Yeah.
like I find it draining and then like at the end of it I'm being like made I was made to feel like I had come onto your stream and like dominated it and made it, untenable for to be watched. And like I just felt
Right.
like
Yeah, that's right.
what the F, like here I am. I didn't even walk into this wanting to debate with anyone. I just
Yeah.
wanted to chill with people. Like maybe I am a little bit too, I don't know, what's the word? I think maybe I am a bit too I am a bit trolly. I do say things. I am a bit like
A provocateur, perhaps.
spicy. Yeah, I'm a bit spicy. I say things that maybe I shouldn't. Big
Well,
bad mom.
Terry,
Is that
that.
Michelle Obama?
Oh, sorry. What was that?
Big Mama Michelle. No, Big Bad Mama is another person. Big
Big
Mama
Bad Mama is a man.
Big Mama Michelle is Michelle Obama, Tomas.
Big
I
Bad
think
Mama.
Tomas is from the Netherlands, so sometimes things might get lost.
Yeah. Well, Terry, okay, I don't want to like grill you on it, but I do want to emphasize a key point because in your video that you talked about, I didn't watch the whole thing, but the part that I watched, I think I watched a significant portion of it when you addressed the stream, and there was one key fact that I felt was missing from what you had talked about, which
Okay.
is that I'm trying to do an art stream that isn't divisive and like it's not like a debate channel, it's an art stream. So
And
when
don't want
people
to debate.
start to like what's up?
I don't want to debate on your channel.
But I know, but it ended up happening. Like
And it keeps
it
happening, and I
it's
keep
the
being
dynamic. It's
hypocrite when
not
I'm
just you.
being
It's the
ribbed.
dynamics, yeah, between multiple people, right?
Yeah, it's not like I don't like. I just don't want to get like the blame for it if it happens, or like me to like feel like I'm the problematic one. Like I want you to, run your channel the way you want, and I just feel like after that, I was like, I need to not just go onto the stream because it always devolves. It just
Yeah.
always devolves.
Well, I, Terry, okay, maybe I shouldn't say this. Uh, there's certain people that come on, and pretty much anytime certain people are on, whether it's their fault or not, the dynamics between certain people, it devolves to a point where at the end everyone feels like shit, and then the stream gets deleted. It's not just you. It's just dynamics between multiple people, you know.
It's so stressful. It shouldn't be this like stressful to have. But I mean, I think that's the way it is with like having multiple people on at the same time.
True, yeah. And going for
It's
16 hours and
Yeah,
stuff.
it's hard to like keep it tame. I mean, it's kind of what you're doing is kind of wild unless there's like a plan going into it with like a structure. It's going to devolve because that's just the nature of live streaming, and especially if you're bringing in multiple different people.
Yeah. Well,
Adam,
my new
can you wield Excalibur?
what?
Could you wield Excalibur?
I have no fucking idea what that means.
Okay.
I don't like. Can I pick up the sword?
Yeah, the sword Excalibur. Could you
Yeah,
wield
I
it?
I would think so. I think so.
'Tis a gentle hand shall rule the land. Don't let
So
Twain
Terry,
in the stream. He's an alpha and he'll take over. He is. He's a little alpha fox. Look at him.
alphas are fucking boring though, aren't
Look at
they?
this
They're
alpha fox right here. Look at
don't
that
you
little
think
fox.
don't you think alphas are boring and kind of just like stuck up and they're not interesting. They're just kind of they think they're a big deal, but they're just kind of boring and fucking dumb. Alphas aren't that big of a deal. They're just kind of like, you know, they think they're all that, you know.
Hmm.
They're just kind of like pricks. Who wants to be around pricks?
Why do you say that? I haven't seen that with people, men who I would characterize as alpha. I don't. I wouldn't characterize most men as alphas. So they're kind of rare, more rare
Yeah.
anyway. So I don't think that's necessarily the case. Some of them can be, but I don't think that's necessarily the case. I've known some nice alphas,
Maybe
genuinely nice
it's a
people.
tendency maybe. It's a tendency.
Um, I think that people who are not alpha, like beta males, tend to have a lot more resentment, and that comes across as anger, and they tend to be bigger pricks just because they have that resentment towards others. You know what I mean? Like, if they're not fully self actualized as individuals, they're more likely to hold on to resentment and have anger and have aggression that they don't know how to deal with. So I don't think that's the case. I find that like the men who are more violent, more disturbed, more abusive, more rude tend to be beta males.
Betas are more abusive. I mean I don't know that much about like the categories and stuff, but
Yeah, yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
what is
I mean,
like there's
an alpha doesn't need to abuse. An alpha just says, an alpha just does what needs to be done and leads. He doesn't need to like use violence or the threat of violence to like.
yeah, but do you want to be around an alpha all the time?
No,
They're
I want him
fuck
to be
they're,
working all the time.
so you want to like take advantage of
I
his
want him to be at
abilities
work for most of the day and then
so
come
you
home.
can benefit from it.
No, I
Oh
mean,
my
well, yeah,
goodness.
I mean,
Well, Terry, I started a kind of a new format on my channel. I'm gonna do stuff kind of
yay.
more along those lines, and hopefully it will lead to less, conflict and people get feeling like crap about stuff. And but like I said, I was considering doing a channel where we can just like we could talk about more kind of edgy or stuff that might be controversial or might make people uncomfortable or whatever. Like,
I just think it's strange that you feel that you need to like censor the channel in that way. Like,
okay, so two things. The main thing is I don't want friends and regular people and viewers to come in and then there's some crazy
mm.
debate of someone yelling about how liberals are doing this and all that and they're liberal and then they just leave and they don't come back.
Now,
I don't want stuff like that.
who would that be?
Well, there's several people that do stuff like this. Like people come on and they bash Christians pretty frequently in a very bigoted, hateful way. And there's people in the group that are
I haven't
Christian,
heard it. Yeah.
and sometimes it leads to I mean on other channels it's led to where just people said, "I'm sorry, I'm leaving. I'm never coming back. This is too much."
Okay, I think you take that stuff too seriously. People like don't need to announce that they're leaving. It's like people leaving a group. I'm leaving. Like you could just leave. You don't
Yeah,
need
but
to
I
announce.
don't I don't want people to
That's
leave my
my
channel.
attitude. I'm like, oh, you're leaving? Okay, well, you could just go. Nobody actually cares.
No, I do care. That's the thing,
What do
Terry,
you
is that's why
care?
this is a problem. Is I do care. I have three or
Are
four
these?
people who are coming to the channel. I don't want it to dwindle down to one or zero because
Mm,
people have to call people like homophobic slurs or diss on certain things, and you know what I mean.
isn't that
Like,
called a homophobic slur?
I mean, it comes up a lot.
I know because this is the thing that happened on when we had the difficulties
Yeah,
last time.
that
And
was like the main thing.
she didn't call you a slur. She said it's gay to ink another man's drawings,
Yeah,
which was
that's
a joke.
blocked, automatic blocked,
But that
never
was
allowed,
like, can you
never allowed back on the channel again,
can
ever.
you see how that was like
Nope,
ridiculously silly
nope,
though?
nope.
Okay.
Because there's more to it. Like I can't really talk about everything about certain people's personal life and my own personal life, but there's a reason why that is more of a problem than just saying that. It gets into something else that is going on that is very serious. So it's automatic block,
Oh, now you've
never
piqued
allowed.
everyone's interest. Oh dear. Well, let's move on. What do you think about this comment from Ink Shots that I've had saved up here?
There has been a concentrated effort to reduce an alpha to a toxic masculinity trope. Maybe I don't know. Has there been a concentrated effort? I never heard about that,
I
but
think there's been a concentrated effort to tear down men and masculinity in our culture for a long time, for decades.
well,
And
there
to
could be men who are masculine who aren't just like hustle bros and fucking pricks and stuff.
I don't think that's, I mean, I think that's a character flaw. I don't think that has anything to do with like masculinity. I think, that's a lack of masculinity.
To be a prick?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I guess yeah. You said
A
that as like a
masculine
beta.
person, masculinity is like able to control emotion and not be, you know, cruel. A masculine person is able to control themselves and not let their feelings or their aggression, dictate how they act.
But Terry, I don't. Do you want to talk about this? Like, is it? I don't want it to like devolve into like we're getting upset with each other.
I'm not upset. What do you mean? Talk
Well, I'm
about
just
what?
saying, like, something that I might respond to you. It's like it might get to a point where it's like more argumentative about it, but there is an aspect of it that I feel like you're overlooking.
What is that?
And I'm gonna get personal about this.
Okay.
Well, I'm not gonna get personal about this because I don't want your fucking audience to like be like
They will destroy you.
dissing me, and then they come to my channel every fucking
These
day
men are
and
like, they're like,
leave comments talking shit. But
guys,
okay,
be nice to Adam. He is my friend.
Terry, there are people who are born with different traits. There are people who
Yes.
are born with ADHD. That's how they are. There are people who are neurotypical. There are people who are autistic. There are people who are born with they're male and they get all the testosterone and all the hormones at the right level just as a kid, and they're just going and they don't even have to try. It's just like a superpower.
Hmm.
But some people don't have the same hormone balance. It's not just
Yeah.
like, oh, man up and be an alpha. They don't have those powers. They are cucks. They are beta soy boys because they have their estrogen is different. Their testosterone is different. It's not just like every male has like all the testosterone and they can just go be an alpha. Like there's different levels of hormones. There's different levels of physiology. There's different body types. That just is the way someone is born. It's not like a choice. It's the way they are their brain is wired and their hormones work and all that stuff like as just the way that they are regardless.
I don't think that, when I call, okay, how do I put this? Yeah, zucchini noodles is saying beta is an attitude and belief. So I think I don't think that everyone is meant to be an alpha, and I don't think there's anything wrong with necessarily being more beta. I think that's just some people's temperament, and that's okay. Okay. Um,
Yeah.
and that's, but I mean, I think at the same time, like, alpha, and I think how they're talking about it here is more to do with character and like, the way a man conducts himself, in his day to day life. It doesn't mean you have to be like the strongest man or like the most
Right.
dominant man. It's more to do with how you handle your life,
Okay. But
how you
so
approach your life, the attitude you take to it, the way you discipline yourself.
okay. But so do you think that there's like fewer alphas and a lot more betas and whatever? I don't even know what else. There's gammas and other things, right?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, there's more alphas or leaders. I mean, there's far more
But there's
followers.
not that many of them, right?
There's less. Like I said, there's less leaders in the world than there are followers. There are more
Right.
work. There are more workers than there are bosses.
So almost everyone else is a beta or whatever the gamma stuff, or if there's
Or a
delta or
Sigma
whatever.
or whatever. I mean, there's other people out there that like
So
don't.
why do the deltas or whatever need to try to be like alphas?
Are you
They're
a Delta?
not. I don't know what the beta. I mean, I have a vague idea of what beta is. I don't know what a delta is. I thought a gamma was like. I think I know what a gamma is, but it's like hard to explain.
What's a gamma male?
I think gamma is like one of the best ones because it's like you're sort of outside of the group, but
Mm.
you like you're an individual that's outside of the group and you just can like survive on your own or maybe like come up with innovative ideas that will help the group, but you're not really in the group necessarily. It's similar to an alpha. It's kind of like an alpha that's outside of the group is my understanding. I think that's gamma. Terry, you
I,
laugh and walk at almost everything I say.
no, I'm laughing at the chat. They're silly. I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at you. It's
What
just
were you laughing at?
when Fred has been funny. He's kind of like rapping, as Tomas has said. There's no room on my wave for you. I'm riding high, and then he said, "OMG," because I think you were
What?
talking about like the gamma male, and he was just like, "Oh my god."
Why did? Can you? Are you able to highlight the ones? Because there's also a sigma, right? There's a delta, a sigma, a gamma.
Yeah, I hear more about the Sigma. I mean, somebody
One
came
of
in.
them is just like the lowest fucking loser piece of shit that just
What?
doesn't do anything. One of
Who?
them is like, I don't know which one it is.
I don't know. I think, again, this is like I said before, I've met some of these people through the JLP network. And so JLP calls people beta. He calls men beta when they're being like,
J-
when they're
JLP.
not
Oh,
dealing with their life in the right way.
that's Jesse
So,
Lee, right?
yeah. So this is like, yeah. So it's kind of part of the parlance to go into this stuff.
Okay.
Um,
But do you think that these are sort of deeply ingrained in who you are from the start, or you can just kind of choose to get better and then now you're no longer a follower, now you're a leader. It's like I think just followers just are followers.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's kind of a difficult thing to say. I think some people are born to follow. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think some people don't handle leadership well. But I think yeah, when they talk about alpha, it's not necessarily meaning that like you could, and it's just about how you handle your business as a man.
Right.
So let's see. S. A. Brady says it's a spiritual war, bro. You have to choose to fight. Um,
Like Terry, I'm not trying to be no alpha. I know that I'm not an alpha. There's certain traits that it's like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna go in the gym and I'm gonna work out and I'm gonna get muscular. I'm gonna set
that's
my
good for
mind
you.
to I'm
Mhm.
gonna set my mind to tasks and I'm gonna fucking achieve them. I'm gonna be the best version of myself. But I'm still always going to be a sort of weirdo, feminine, autistic fucking outcast. I'm not gonna be some like leader. I can improve myself in alpha type of ways to an extent. I can
Mhm.
improve my appearance. I can be more confident and dress more instead of dressing like a fucking child. Like dress more like a just like an adult man in you know the what is expected of society. But you can do those things, but you still have your inherent traits that are never going to change no matter what. You're always still the weirdo autistic thing no matter what.
I don't even know what to think because, like, I don't. I have trouble understanding neurotypicality or what that means and what autistic means to different people because it seems to be such a broad thing. Because I've known so many people that are on the spectrum, right?
Sure.
And I don't know, like it's hard for me to kind of wrap my head around like what's going on because each of them is such a unique individual, you know.
That's the thing is so neurotypical people are normal. They almost all have very similar
Adam,
traits.
can I say something controversial? I don't think that there is such a thing as neurotypical people. I don't think there's
Okay.
such a thing as normal people. Does that make sense?
I It
Like,
makes
I
sense
think
in the
that's a
sense that
lie.
you
I
say
think
that
that's
you
a
believe
myth.
that.
I think it's a myth that there are people that are normal.
I don't know. I don't see that as controversial. I mean, it's a different. It's a it's a alternative view. It's an uncommon view. It doesn't seem striking or extreme or something.
Tomas says that he can put you into good use in the world he creates because he is an alpha.
So I mean, alphas are good, but it's just like there's a few alphas leading stuff. Almost
Yeah,
everyone else is not an
and I think
alpha.
you have leadership qualities too, Adam. I wouldn't say you don't have leadership qualities.
You know what? I do in a sense, but I'm more innovator, and I spark
Yeah.
leadership. Like I put leaders to like I'm the catalyst that leads to. I know I'm not the leader. Like I did Adam West Day stuff,
No, but you're good at like bringing people together.
bringing people together, but I'm not the guy that's like leading it in charge. I'm not good at that. And I
Mhm.
know that I'm not good at that. And it's not like, oh, I need to get better at being good at that. No, I'm not that guy. Like I need to find the right guy to do that because I know that I'm just different. I'm a different person. I'm a different type of person, you know?
This is a very interesting take. These people learn these groups before they learn them themselves. But Freddie is black, so he said they self.
Okay.
And they think they are what they are, but people see through them.
So, Terry, I'm very interested in how you think of what nowadays, it's kind of a newer thing, but like there's this concept of neurotypes and neurodiversity,
Mm-hmm.
neurotypical, and then for the most part, it's like neurotypical and ADHD and autistic are the main ones, you know?
Who is daring to call you while you are on with me?
It's I got not. I mean, oh, I was gonna say it's not important. It is important, but I'm not gonna take the call.
It better not be as important as this.
Terry, you're more important than this actually very important call that I probably should take, but I actually do not want to be on the call. It's just too damn much.
Okay, so okay, back to this. We're talking about neurotypicality. I think
Yeah,
it's
so that's like the current what do you call it? Like zeitgeist, or there's another word I was trying to think of. Like oh fuck. Sorry, go ahead, Terry. I lost track of what the word I was trying to think of.
well, I don't know what you exactly were asking me. I just don't think I think this is just another way that they're programming people to like feel or I think it's just another way that we're being programmed as people in this matrix to essentially not trust ourselves and to like also um, just constantly feel like different or out of place or like we can't do things. Um, and I think it's like an enemy of three thoughts. And I think it's oppressive, honestly, to like the individual. Like
Sorry,
every
what
human
what
being is different. Like the idea of like a neurotypicality to me seems like maybe there's some truth to it, but I just think the way I see people talk about it, the way they define themselves, the way they compare themselves to other people, like I see people put this kind of like it's another way that people adopt a victim mentality too. They'll be like, "Oh, well, I'm not neurotypical." I'm like, and they'll compare themselves to somebody who, in their view, is. So it just kind of like to me, I have my suspicions about it because I just think that like ultimately the individual is under assault, and it's just another way that they're like making us you know, downplay our individuality, making us feel insecure about our differences. It's also another way that, like, it's like we're being given a crutch that we don't need as well.
but
Because
but Terry, you say we and this, but I'm not following what you're talking about.
the concept of like the idea that like we're neurodivergent or something like that.
Do
That
you, do,
language.
oh, okay. It's hard to. I guess I was going to ask if you think you are neurodivergent, but you don't believe in
I don't believe
neurodivergency.
in the concept. I mean, yeah, I am yeah, okay, yeah, I am. And
Do you
what the
think
hell does
there's
that
a
mean?
Do you think there's a specific category that you are neurodivergent
No, I don't
in? Like,
believe in these categories.
oh, interesting.
Like, I
So
feel
you
like
don't
it's
you don't believe that like
like,
autism is a thing?
I mean, I do think it's a thing. I do think it's a thing because I've known, like I said, I've known a lot of people on the spectrum, and they do have certain traits. But then again, like a lot of people told me that they think I'm autistic, and when I question them about why, it's like all of these very odd reasons that don't make any sense to me.
Like,
And
is there an example?
like again, it usually comes down to my individuality
Yeah.
and like my free thinking and my
Yeah.
willingness to be different, which I don't
Terry.
think has anything to do with some kind of like disorder. It's not a disorder.
No, no, it's not a disorder. It's just a type of brain. It's a type of brain wiring.
It's I don't
It's a
think
type. You're a different type of. You're a
I think
normal person.
I want people to keep their eyes out of my brain.
Okay.
My brain is none of their business. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
and I
Kind of
feel
like
like
a
if
like an
I had
abortion
a
thing or something.
kid,
Like,
I feel like if I had a kid and like I was being
jeez.
told these things about my kid, right? I would do everything I could to shield them from the
Okay.
programming that's going to tell them they're different, you know? I would do
Okay.
everything I could to enable them to not feel different. And so, yeah, my concerns with, I have like concerns about it. Like, I feel like people are programmed with this idea of difference, and that leads into like further social isolation and just a whole mess of other things. Yeah,
But
I I don't
diversity.
trust
I mean,
science.
diversity does exist. It might result in conflict, but
Yes, diversity exists.
there is
Yes,
biodiversity. There is human
I
diversity.
agree that people are different.
There is
No,
neurodiversity.
there's no, yeah, I agree that there are people's brains work differently or people function, but I don't think it's like something that we should be fixated on. I don't think people should talk about themselves in this way when they talk about their identity.
Okay.
You know, if your identity is I'm different, yeah, so what? You and all the other billions of human beings on this planet. Like,
Almost everyone is neurotypical, though.
no, no, they're not. That's a
Like
myth.
90 something percent or something.
No, I don't believe that, Adam.
They almost are identical in the ways that the sort of categories of what distinguishes ADHD and autism and neurotypical, like neurotypical people are so similar that it's almost like they're the same person.
Yeah, okay. This is kind of, I like how this person's putting what I said. So, a constant push for strict labels and definitions, and then it like stifles individuality into these preset boxes. And so like I also think it just, it's a way of othering people too. Like, and I don't like that either. Like, I've been dealing with someone recently, and, I was recently told he's on the spectrum, you know, by one of his friends. And I'm like, okay, well, what does that mean? Because
You
what
don't
it
know what
means for
that
him,
means.
like, it could mean any number of things.
But othering by the neurotypical people who don't understand what autism is.
Yeah, but like, why are they including me? Like, why are they including me in that? Like, I'm going to be okay with othering somebody because they're different. I'm not.
What do you mean othering? It's like it would be like men and women. There's like two different types of things. It's not othering that it's like there's a woman and there's a man. They just are. There's different types of humans. Some humans are their brain is wired in a way that's autistic. Some people's brains are wired. Most people's brains are wired in a way that's neurotypical that works in a very similar way. Autistic brains are wired in a very different way that where each individual autistic person can be very individualistic and have all these very unique traits. Neurotypical people their brains literally the way it's wired, it doesn't allow as much
How do
individuality.
how do they know what way our brains are wired?
You look, they do brain scans. You can compare the brain scans of neurotypical people to Asperger's or autistic, and you can see which parts light up. Like the visual center of an autistic person is like 10 times more active than that of a neurotypical people, and then the neurotypical people, like it's like 10 times more active the sort of socializing part, and then the autistic is like a little tiny bit, like it's just like a minuscule little part and stuff. And there's other ones where you can see where it's like all, it's like, let me see if I
He's
can
gonna
draw
draw.
it. If you can see it.
He's gonna
Hopefully
draw.
it'll show up. Does that show up? No, it doesn't.
Yeah, we can see it.
Let me get something a little darker. Like a neurotypical brain is fucking amazing. You can you see that?
Why is a neurotypical brain amazing,
They have
but an
superpowers.
autistic brain isn't?
No, autistic brains are fucking amazing too. They're both amazing in these different ways. Let me see. Let me find something that's actually darker.
I mean, we can see it. Tomas is bringing up the Hegelian dialectic. Oh my.
Oh yeah. Okay, so here's like sort of a brain, right? I think autistic brains tend to be bigger. Autism is really sort of an overgrowth of brain cells. It's like they overgrew. So a standard neurotypical brain, they have this. Is that showing up?
Yeah, we can see
Um,
it.
it's like their brain wiring. It's kind of like mostly like this. Does it look like a dick, or are you what? What's the joke?
No, you're getting razzed.
What did they say?
I put it on the screen.
Your friends are so like.
They're gonna toughen you up, Adam. They're gonna make a man out of you.
Oh my
They're,
god, they're
they're gonna
not.
rough you up and get you all like.
I'll never be like. I'm half man, no matter what. Like no one's gonna make me a man. I'll have chest hair and I'll have muscles and all that, and my voice can get deeper, but I still have the other. I still have the feminine part. It doesn't just go away.
Every human being has masculine and feminine traits. That's
Yeah, but
not
I have like the I have like the extreme of both now.
a bunch of guts.
Anyways,
That's funny.
the neurotypical brain, it's like they have. I should have drawn this bigger. You can't fucking see what I'm
We
talking
can
about.
see it just fine. Matthew is telling you that this is love.
Okay, if you
Telling
can
you love.
hopefully you can kind of see this. They have the wiring of their brain. It's like everything is going from A to B to C to D, and it's all moving in this direction. And it's like all this wiring is super dense right here. It's like almost everything is right there, and some of it kind of goes over here, and some of it kind of goes over here, but almost everything is like it starts here. It's like a highway. Every car is going from A to B to C. There's all the cars are on that highway. They're all going, and
Okay.
that's all focused almost exclusively on socializing, right? On being a group. You're a member of a group. You're part of a group, and you're socializing, and that's almost the entirety of what a fucking neurotypical brain is
Okay.
doing.
So
Okay, an autistic brain has like kind of some of that. It's kind of like weird and scattered. Like they
mm,
have a sort of
I
version of that,
understand why people think I'm autistic now.
but they have all kinds of shit like this all over. Like it just is like autistic brain is just very active, and it's all these complex connections, and it's not A to A. There's no A to B to C, and there's no part of the autistic brain. There's a little bit that's like all of the neurons or whatever they are, the brain. What are they even called? Brain. Some somebody knows. Brain. I don't know the wiring of the brain, or like you can kind of think of like chords. Like all they have like 1,000 chords. It's just this big thick fucking thing that's all doing one thing, from moving from one spot to the other. The autistic brain has a little bit of that, but it is just going, and it sees all these connections, and it like links it all together. They sort of they could do that like at 1% or something. Autistic brain is just going wild. It's all this stuff. It's like let me get a different pen here. That pencil busted. It's kind of, you can see this, right?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay.
Keep asking, but we can
I just
see
want to
it.
make sure. Like the neurotypical brain is like this: A, B, C, D, E. A to B, B to C, C to D, D to E, E to A, right? Boom. And there's like 99% of the world is those people doing that. They're just going A to B to C to D in the right order, and it's so easy because and everyone agrees we're going to go A B C D E, and it's the whole society is A B C D E, and it all is just simple for them because they just go in a straight highway. Autistic brain has A, B, C, D, E, right?
Hmm.
But it's not like A to B to C to D. It's like, how does A relate to B? How does B relate to E? How does B relate to D? How does B relate to C? How does C relate to A? How does A relate to D? How does D relate to E? How does E relate to A? How does the relationship of B to C and D make a thing? How does the relationship of E to, you know what I mean? It's not like a linear thing. It's just a whole complex network. And when the neurotypicals are like everyone in the fucking planet has to go A, B, C, D, it's hard for an autistic person to figure that. There's so much going on. It's like you can hardly even find A to B to C to D. And it's like it's just a fucking waste to go from A to B to C to D when there's all this other stuff and it connects to all this other stuff. And these people are like, oh, you're overthinking. It's like the whole world is infinite and all this stuff. And A to B to C. It's just, you know, it's two completely different ways of wiring the brain and thinking, and the way all that affects the way you're able to process and communicate. Like, how can this communicate with this? It's just, it becomes this miscommunication, you know? ADD stuff, I don't know. I don't understand the
I mean,
ADD
I
thing.
think people should just chill and let people be. And like, if there's like
But
mis,
neurotypical people don't let autistic people be.
see, there we go. There's that victimhood again. That programming that I was talking
It's
about.
not programming. It's just neurotypical people. They don't understand any of this. They just kind of assume that everyone has this. Since almost everyone has this, they assume that everyone has this. When autistic people have something very different,
Well,
it
okay,
just
yeah, that's
it
a
results
problem.
in
Yeah,
miscommunication. You know?
that's a problem if people don't know how to deal with people that are different than them.
Yeah, yeah,
But I think that's just better language to use than like stigmatizing somebody for being different.
yeah.
But
But
you know
it's
what?
neurotypical. It's neurotypical people who stigmatizes us. It's not a victimhood. It's just they don't get it. Like they need to be educated about what autism even is. They don't understand. I think if they understood, they wouldn't just treat us like shit and assume that we're just aggressive fucking automatons.
Well, aren't some autistic people kind of aggressive?
I think all humans can be. Some humans of all types are very aggressive.
Well, that's good, Frederick. You better go repent and pray to the Lord for forgiveness. Goodness. My Bible study has started. I need to get out of here, y'all. But this was a great talk, wasn't it? You didn't even get to tell all your comics.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely chat loved it.
Well, Terry,
Yeah,
let's talk again. Let's
yeah.
truly resolve these things because this is dumb. Like we can't just like that's
Um,
stupid.
yeah, I'm not. I don't enjoy being on the outs with you, obviously. And
Well, if I
I
have,
was
I'll do whatever. We'll make it work.
we're fine. We'll be fine. I probably won't come on your live streams though. I don't want to get into any trouble.
Okay.
So anyway, everybody have a good night. I'll be back another time and go make sure to subscribe to Adam Moore's channel if you haven't.
Oh
But
no.
be nice to him and
Oh no.
he's he runs his show very differently.
Consider maybe not subscribing to my channel.
No, you have a lot of interesting content. People should follow you.
Yeah.
You do. You have years and years of just so much like and your art is good and your music. I mean, come on. Why shouldn't people follow you?
You have people in the chat that are just you guys like
Teasing
to
you?
you like to kind of tease and troll and stuff, and it's like
They do tease, but it's all in good nature. They're showing you love.
okay, well,
When the, you
I'm
know,
I,
the,
I'm
yeah.
glad I came on, Terry. I love you, Terry. I really
Mhm.
do love you, not in a romantic way, but I really
Unless
do I love you, Terry. I want you to know that.
thank you, Adam.
Like I'm really torn apart about this, you know, whatever you want to call it, and we gotta like we can't just you know what I'm saying. I'm trying
And
not to cry.
we're not
I,
we're not our friendship is not damaged from the fact that we had this unfortunate situation crop up. We'll be okay. We're strong enough to weather this storm together.
Terry, why don't you can't come on like an art stream and talk about art stuff?
I don't have much art stuff to talk about. What am I going to say?
Yeah, but what do you like? Like you like what's like a movie or a show or something you like?
I like period dramas. I like Upstairs Downstairs is my favorite show. Peep Show is the second one. I'm a fan of British comedies, so talk about that. But I've done that before. But anyway,
No.
I'll
I'm
be.
saying
I
like
need.
oh, okay, yeah, I'll let you go. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I need to go. And yeah, everybody have a good night. Okay. Thanks
Thanks
for
for having me.
watching.
Bye everybody.
Bye.
Bye Terry.
Bye, Adam.